Hi guys, my name is Polio, and today I decided I would make this audio video thingamadoomflitchy about all the reasons that I just absolutely hate Twilight. I think it's the worst book I've ever read, and Stephanie Meyer is the worst author I've ever read of, if that made any sense. And to all the Twilight fan peoples, this is in no way an attack on you, so don't put any retarded messages on the comments portion of this, because, that's just going to make you look stupid, not me. I'm not jealous, I'm not a nerd, and you calling me that is just even stupider than the book. My friends of classmates have already tried, and you're not going to change my opinion, and I don't expect for me to change your opinion either. I've also not read the entire series because the copies that my school has are gone, and when I do get to them, I will be sure to read them so that I can address more subjects on this. But until I know just how the book plays out, I'm not going to. And, the first thing I noticed when I read the book was that Meyer has this generally unpleasing way with words. And it sounded like fan fiction that I would write in, the 6th grade. And it started off with kind of a flow and kind of descriptive, but even some unneeded details, like the window being rolled down. She never mentioned that again in the entire car ride there. It didn't say her mom was smoking. It didn't say that the wind was blowing through the window. It just said the window was rolled down for no particular reason. Why do we actually need to know this? We don't. But, and then she has this style where she wasn't just writing in first person, but she also kind of transformed right in the middle of a sentence or something. And here's an example. I was wearing it as a farewell gesture. My carry-on item was a parka. In the Olympic Peninsula of the Northwest Washington State, a small town named Forks exists under a near constant cover of clouds. She just went from Bella to Weather Girl. And she could have just explained it rather than tried to map it out for us. And one of the things that really bothered me was, she used hyphens on every 3 sentences. I actually counted 50 hyphens and 24 poorly written pages. And that's just the first 24. I didn't count after that. And no, Meyer, it doesn't make you look smarter. Then there was also the different sentences themselves. It goes from really complex, though really ugly sentences to these short, choppy sentences that, just sounds like my 7-year-old little brother would write. I detested Forks. I love Phoenix. I love the sun and the blistering heat. At least she didn't screw that up, because not even Meyer can screw up sentences that stupid. And then the second thing was her complex with her parents. Bella admits she doesn't hate her dad or her mom. But if she doesn't hate them, but she dislikes him to the point that she's not going to call her dad, she's not going to call him dad or father or anything, then she doesn't deserve to have parents that great for her. He bought her a truck, and she loved the truck more than she loved him. She was just like, Charlie, I'm here, nice truck. Yay. Her parents shouldn't be that kind to her when she's such a brat. And she's completely void of any emotion around these people. Even around some of her friends, she's just emotionless. If you're that angsty at 17, just go slit your wrist and get it over with. She didn't have to go move to Forks. And then she goes to school, and no one fits in perfectly on the first day, except Bella. Because she's so, so special. And, of course, first day she's there, 2 guys fall head over heels for her. Both are kind, sweet guys and want to be friends, and she's just like, you friggin' nerds, get away from me. And then she sees random people sitting at the table, not talking, not moving, not eating, and this is apparently attractive. Oh, yes. Angst, silence, and anorexia make the best of men. But she just doesn't find this attractive. She must rant on just how gloriously beautiful and captivating he is for the entire book. If you took out her conversation with herself about how quote, sexy he is, then you would have half of what Twilight is. And as short as that thing can get, it needs to be that short. And then she goes to class, sits by her dreamboat boy, and he hates her. And why does he hate her? Because he loves her. I mean, she smells good, so he loves her, and because he loves her, he hates her. I mean, what's wrong with Meyer? Well, I mean, is she mental? So, Bella apparently smells good. She looks like Stephenie Meyer, and that apparently makes her pretty. She's superficial, and everyone around her is superficial. And we can't forget the giant wad of teenage angst bacon-wrapped with this deal. Okay, and on the topic of Edward being perfect, everyone's heard it. And everyone's tired of it. But it's a huge flaw in the book. I mean, he's supposedly sexy, caring, protecting, loving, talented, invincible, fast, strong, and sparkling. He has no flaws. I mean, even vampires have flaws and weaknesses. That's the rule of life, not just vampires. And Bella doesn't have any flaws either, and everyone's just like, oh, well, her flaws is being clumsy. And no, her clumsiness always ends up in one thing, being back in Edward's arms. They have no chemistry. And the only reason he likes her is because she smells good. I mean, it's just stupid. And then, why do they sparkle? Vampires are supposed to burn. You can't destroy vampires and expect some people to just get over it. I mean, vampires are absolutely brilliant creatures, and she just ruined them, and, I mean, Dracula would be ashamed. And, you know, vampires are immortal, but they can still die. And Meyer, you suck. And, the plot, or lack thereof. I asked several Twilight fan failures, and they say that the plot is Bella and Edward falling in love. In that case, she could have just summed it up in, like, two chapters, because that's about what it took for them to just fall head over heels for each other. But that is not the plot. The plot is non-existent. It doesn't exist at all. And the other vampires trying to kill her was pointless. There was no leading up to it. There was no relevance to it. It was just so she could end up back in Edward's arms once again. I don't care if they fall in love. If there's no plot and the characters have no depth, then it's a waste of time to read. It's awful. No, I'm not going to sit there and read a book that has absolutely no plot and no point just because people tell me it's good. Because it's not good. And that's all there is to it. And Stephenie Meyer set up these preteen girls for disappointment. Heck, even the girls in my high school, the 18-year-olds plus, cry when they realize that their love life isn't going to be like Twilight. And then there was also the girl, of course, who had that child that she named after the characters in the book. I can't pronounce the name of Bella's child, but it was the name of Bella's child. Then her two middle names were Bella and Stephanie. That's pretty screwed up. So, in one book, Meyer ruined literature, vampires, and a bunch of people's lives. So, if you're going to read it, at least have some common sense. I don't care if you like it, but don't go so overboard. All I hear at school is, Twilight's the best book ever, oh my god. There's this one girl that I sit in front of in math class. She went to see it twice as soon as it came out, at midnight. It's just irrational and stupid, and I refuse to talk to anyone who's a Twilight obsessor. So, I'm gonna go now because I'm running out of time, and I don't really have much else to talk about. But I hope you can see my way, and I hope I'll get to talk more when I get to read the other book. So, bye.